Now on Minehut, every server that a player hosts will have a max players, and the default max players is 10, so you can only have 10 people on your server at once. However, this can be increased if you buy a server plan. These server plans can be bought with credits, which can only be obtained through voting for the server for Minehut, or you can purchase them outright with normal currency. But if you've got a large player count, anything above maybe 50 players, you're probably going to be paying real money for this. So this is a form of income for Minehut themselves. And a quick disclaimer for this video, the server I'm playing on in the background, the IP is going to be in the description, and this server, while it does have a lot of players, is not using the exploit mentioned in this video. These player slots have been obtained legitimately with credits from what I can tell. And in a moment, I'm going to be showing you a clip of the GUI of all the most popular servers with the most players on. And you can see on some of their player counts, their max players is actually significantly less than the number of players currently online on the server, which doesn't make any sense. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but some of them even have 0 max players because there's just a total bypass for this value, which is why you see these numbers that don't make any sense. Now I'm going to be covering a couple topics to do with this exploit, and the timestamps for these are going to be in the description. And also, if I've figured out how you do it by then, on the little scroll bar where the video is, there should be some timestamps there, some chapters I think they're called. But the first one I want to talk about is how many servers are using this, or more importantly, how many players are on servers because of this exploit. And obviously this value isn't going to be completely correct, because even if some players, let's say they have 180 players on, if the max players is 10, if this exploit stopped working or was patched in some way, the server owners would likely just pay for a plan. They'd pay for a server plan that does allow this many players on. So this wouldn't actually change the number of players on the server, but it would prevent Minehut from getting some income from the server owner. But as I said previously, there's also some people who they're never planning to pay Minehut, they're just having these server slots for free because they're free. So it's very difficult to tell how many useful server slots would have been purchased by server owners. And then, of course, it's equally difficult to determine how much money this translates into for Minehut. The next thing I want to come on to is, do the server owners actually know if this is going against Minehut's rules? Because it obviously is. They literally sell these player slots as something on their store. They don't want people to be able to have these player slots for free. And the majority of the server owners who I've spoke to, it's 4 or 5, they've all been very quiet. Once I've mentioned this, of having a normal conversation about their server, saying their server's great, and then as soon as I mention this to them, after I know they're using this exploit, they block me, they go quiet. So most people, the steps required to do this exploit, you know it's fishy, you know it's not normal. I would say 99% of the people using this exploit, they do know that it's a bit dodgy, it's not intended by Minehut. Now, how much does Minehut actually know that this is going on? Are they completely over it, or do they not even know that it's happening? Honestly, I think it'd be quite arrogant of me to comment on this, because I'm not an insider for Minehut. I don't know how their system works, I don't know what they monitor, but I'm going to assume that they do know it's going on. It's a fairly big thing that's happening, and I'm sure they've got a lot of their developers. I don't know how their system's coded, but I'm sure there are people who are trying to fix this, and it's probably a lot more complex than it seems on the surface. That's more or less all I have to say for this video. I may make a follow-up, and if you want to see that, then you can do the subscribing thing. I am sort of coming near to 1,000. I've got just over 900 subscribers at the moment, which is, it's a lot more than I ever thought I'd have, so if we can get to 1,000, that would be beneficial. So if you do want to see a follow-up to this video, maybe a second one on this exploit, or maybe you want to see other Minehut content, other Minecraft content, then do subscribe. If you want to like the video, that helps with the algorithm and such. And that's more or less all I have to say for today, so yeah, thanks very much. Bye.